Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, we are going to be doing a financial reset, if you will, a financial planning session. Basically, we're just going to try to organize our finances for Q4, aka the rest of the year. This is a part of something new that I'm trying. I am trying to kind of plan and organize our lives in quarterly increments, and it's something that I'm trying as of October 2023. And so I'm in the process of planning out so many different areas of our lives, one of them including, of course, our financials. And I decided that even though I'm going to be putting out video and content related to this whole process, based on how it's going so far and how long each segment is taking, I decided that it would be worth not putting everything in one video, but splitting up the videos, and this is going to be the financial planning segment. So if that is of interest to you, then please keep watching. Okay, so the plan that I have for this is to kind of take a look at our paydays for the next quarter, and to even include our bonuses from our full-time jobs. Of course, we do earn money via side hustling and other means, so I need to take into consideration that as well. However, I feel like that's not that important, because even though it is important, we mainly budget and live off of the money that we receive from our full-time jobs, or just really the for sure amount of money that we know that we're going to bring in on a monthly basis. I also want to take a look at the bills, expenses, subscriptions, kind of go through those, see if we need to cancel anything, make any like transfers, any of that, and then also take a look at our goals and tasks and kind of everything that we do on a monthly basis. I am trying to do on a quarterly basis. And my goal for this, not only just the financial part of it, the goal for this whole process is to kind of streamline some processes or processes so that I don't really have to think about them. We don't have to think about them, because oftentimes, like as an example, my filming process is pretty streamlined. My work, me going to my full-time job, that's pretty streamlined. Our finances are pretty streamlined. I have some nice systems and routines in place, but I want to try to further expand those areas and that area of just things being systematic, if at all possible. So that is what we're going to be doing. All right, so I'm about to screen record, and that's kind of what most of this video is going to be about. And I am also essentially sharing with you our updated financial planning routine. That's pretty much what's going to happen in today's video. So we are first going to look at my Google Calendar. So if you go into the Google Calendar, you will see that there are various calendars. And so I have checked on the family calendar. And if you look at the family calendar, you will see some bills, expenses, paydays, that type of stuff. And you will see some workouts and some other things that we're doing as a family. I don't have everything on this calendar, only some of the things. Some of the other events and things that we've been invited to and are going to together and stuff like that, I don't have on here. I just have on my main calendar, which is good for this video because it's not going to be all cluttered. Although I do wish that I just had the bills and expenses on here. Okay, so this is something that has been in place for millennia. I have always used either the Apple Calendar or whatever calendar came with the phone that I was using before I switched to Google Calendar. I'm a Google Cal girl now, as of probably 3-4 years ago. I feel like I fully made the switch, but before then, I always had just a digital keeper of my bills, paydays, and recurring expenses. And that's because this will give a notification and I just know that it's upcoming. Now, all of our bills and expenses and everything, investing and everything at this point in our lives is on auto pay. So I really don't think about any of this. However, I do like to know when the bill is coming out and when I should expect a payday and all of that. I'm not naive to this process, but I do very much enjoy it being its own system and doing its own thing. So before we kind of move through this process, I want to just show you what's going on here. So I have on here all of our bills, like gym is due on the 1st, and that is recurring for every 1st of the month. Nope. Why is that not popping up on November the 1st? Okay, so it's not recurring. So let's go in here. We're gonna edit it and we're gonna make it repeat because apparently I didn't do that. We're gonna do every month and we're gonna press save. And just like that, we should see it popping up in November. Yep, there it is. And then December. There it is. Okay, so Jim is due on the 1st. Then we have my payday. So I'm paid on the 5th of every month and the 20th of every month, unless it is a holiday or something like that. So we are going to take a look at that. And then we have car payment coming out on the 7th. And then Georgia Power just texted me about a reminder about our bill that's coming out. That's funny. Okay, so then we have cable, which is Sling TV, coming out on the 10th. Electricity is every, let's see what date it is since they just texted. It's every like 30 days, so it fluctuates. Okay, so in October it is on the 10th, but it doesn't mean it's going to be on the 10th every month. It's just every 30 days or something like that. Then we have internet and pest control that come out on the 11th. My husband is paid on the 15th of the month and the last day of the month, unless it falls on a weekend or a holiday. Same thing with my paydays. Then we have mortgage, which is due by the 15th of every month. After that, it's late, and so we just pay it by the 15th. And honestly, it just comes out on the 15th, which is convenient for us because that's the day that my husband is paid. So it kind of made sense some years ago when we set it up like such. Then we have student loans, which is new as of October. Also one of the reasons why I want to get this thing in order. And I also just got the how much I'm going to have to pay each month, my monthly payment notification. So I know what that's going to be moving forward. Also one of the reasons why we need to hone in on our finances, because student loans are back. Then we have water/sewer, which similarly is due every like 30 days. So it fluctuates, but for October, apparently it's due on the 18th. And then we have my payday, of course, Amazon Music due on the 25th, security for our home due on the 26th, life insurance for the both of us due on the 27th, Netflix due on the 28th, and pet due on the 28th. And then that's it. So those are our major monthly bills. However, we do have quarterly bills. Many of those though are business related. We do have bills that are due annually, bills that are due biannually, stuff like that. So we're going to take a look at all of that. But this is our monthly stuff, and this is what's important. And so I like to just keep this as it is. I don't add in, let's say we get Peacock for a couple months or something, or Hulu or whatever. I don't really add those in as bills on this calendar. They are bills, but these are pretty much the tried and true monthly bills that we have to pay each month. So I rarely tweak this. I might tweak paydays, but that's about it. I just don't use this calendar for tracking and keeping of all the things. I'm going to show you what I use for that. Okay, so while we're here though, I do actually only track paydays here. I don't track paydays elsewhere. So for October, I'll get a payment on today, on the 5th, a payday, and then on the 20th. That's a teacher work day. Kids won't be there. I'll be there. So I think we're good to go that we can leave it for the 20th because staff will be there, so they'll be able to process the payments as typical. My husband's will be on the 13th instead of the 15th because it's a Sunday, and then he'll get paid on the 31st. So let's look at paydays for November. So my payday, see, it won't technically be on the 5th. It's going to be on the 3rd. So we're going to move it to the 3rd, which is our wedding anniversary. Love that. We're just going to move this event, okay? Then on my next payday will be the 20th, which is a Monday. We're good. My husband will be Wednesday the 15th. And, where's his other payday? Where's the other payday? And why is it not recurring? Okay, let's go to this one. Repeats every month. Then where is it for November? Oh, because there's no 31st in November? Is that the issue? Perhaps. But on the computer, oh no, we can do custom. So we're gonna do custom, and we're gonna repeat this on the last day of the month. All right, so let's do this and following events. And now let's go to November and see if it's there. It's there, November the 30th. Okay. And then for December, which is the final month of the quarter, we have my payday. You know what? I just thought about something. In December, because we have a long break from work, we have this weird payday situation where we get paid 3 times in December, and then in January, we only get paid once. So let me look up the salary schedule. Is that what I'm looking at? I think so. I really have no idea. Yeah, I think it's the salary schedule. I know what my salary is. I'm looking to see because I think it has the paydays on there. Okay, so pay dates are as follows. October 5th, October 20th, Friday, November 3rd, Friday, November 20th. So this tells me this, but apparently I can do the little math on my own, which is just moving the paydays to make sure it's not on a holiday, moving it to the day before a holiday or a weekend. And then December. Okay, so I'm going to get paid on December the 4th, which is weird, but that's what they say. So we're going to move this 5th one. Okay, so we have 3 paydays for me, 2 paydays for my husband. And then in November, I'm supposed to get maybe potentially getting a bonus. So I'm going to add that in here. And how do I have? Okay, we're going to add that on the 9th. We have my bonus on the 9th, and then my husband is supposed to get a bonus this quarter on December it's in here. We just saw it right here. Okay, so we have my 3 paydays, my husband's 2 paydays for December, and then my husband's bonus on the 19th. And he had told me about that before, so I already put it on my calendar, so we're good to go for that. All right, so that is my Google Calendar. Now let's migrate to Notion, which is where we're going to dive into all the nitty-gritty details. Okay, so in my Notion, I have a lot going on, and it's going to be a lot more going on once I'm finished with this whole quarterly planning situation. I am starting down here with creating a template and all the things, but as it stands now, every month I like to set up a page for my October budget, business, and goals. And social media lives here rent-free, and books and blogs lives here in these personal to-do lists. But October health, which is something that I'm doing as part of trying to get organized, and the quarterly planning sections are new. But I just want to let you know, each month I do create a whole sheet specific to each month for budget, business, and goals. And so this is our October budget thus far. And I want to walk you through this a little bit before I tell you what we're about to do next. And I just want to say, I feel like this next segment, unless I talk too much, should be the shorter part of this, because we already kind of went through the logistics. All right. Each month I put over here any goals or to-dos or tasks that need to be completed when it comes to finances. And some of them, it might be like on here, I've never bought a Halloween costume, but my old coworker moved into a new home, and they really love Halloween. So they're having a housewarming / Halloween party. I'm not the girl for Halloween, but I go participate in things, but I've never purchased a Halloween costume. So even though that's more like a personal matter, it requires me to spend money. And so that's why it made it to the goals, to-dos, tasks section for our October budget. So I'm not going to go through and check off what has transpired so far, because that would take up time. But in essence, whenever things take place, like I did buy this, I'll do this. I did buy my friend's birthday gift, and so I'll just check it off as the month goes on. Again, sometimes it's a cross between financial stuff and like personal stuff. But also what I like to do is I set up our actual monthly budget, which is here. And then I have the numbers are the due dates. And then I have what the amount is, which I dictate all of this. And each month we budget off of $6,500. And then it'll tell me, once I track everything, what our expenses are for this month. Like as an example, for shopping, we have spent $329.69. I budgeted $3,000 because October, there's a lot going on. And I wanted to just not even try to stick to a really strict budget, because I just felt in my spirit that we would go over. So we normally don't budget $3,000 for shopping each month, but for October we are, because we have a lot going on and we're taking a trip together, which means that's more money. So, you know, it's a lot going on in October, but I don't know that we'll spend $3,000, but we could, we'll see. But I just was like, everything else that's not going towards a bill or sinking funds or whatever, we're putting towards shopping, which includes food for us, food for our dog, gas for our cars, oil changes. I mean, you name it, anything that isn't a bill or an investment or saving or a debt payment essentially goes in the shopping category. So as I track these expenses, it keeps me up to date. And as bills are paid, I can check off if they're paid or not. And I do that manually. I write notes like if bills are going to increase or anything like that. I'll put a note here, and that's just something that takes place. I track our savings here. Sometimes I don't really use this that much because I can see what's in our savings. It's not that deep. This is the bills tracker, which we need to look at. I track our income here every month, which I got paid today, so I'll need to track that. And then these are our expenses thus far. And when I track them, if I select a certain category, then it will add it automatically to the category, and that's, it'll update the category. So if I added something to shopping right now, let's say I added a dollar, we spent $1 on something from the shopping category, it would update this. It would add $1 to the expenses this month, and it would of course subtract $1 here because this is counting down. Okay. All right. So that's what's happening for October. Let's look at the bills tracker. And what is all this up here? What is the little GA? I'm genuinely, I don't know. Why is that there? Okay. How did they get there? Okay, this is the bills tracker. And we do need to take a look at this. So in addition to, the Google Calendar, which has been around for years and years and years, I also have all of our bills and expenses in my bills tracker. And recently I discovered that if I selected payment calendar, then all of the bills would pop up on this calendar. So that's why I don't fool with the messing with the bills and expenses and such with Google, because it's all right here laid out for me, and I update it here. Do we still have NBA Live? We do. Okay, so this is what we need to go through. How I have this categorized right now, which I can categorize them differently, is such that the bills, the biannual bills, are popping up here at the top, and then I have all the monthly bills popping up here when they're due, as they're due. So the next one would be the car payment because Jim already came out. And where did it go? It must have dropped down to the bottom. Oh, or is it on here? That's what I'm saying. We need to figure out some things. And then I have our yearly bills down here and so on and so forth. So we just kind of need to update this. So for XM, Sirius XM, what we pay that every 6 months, and that is, oh, I didn't know what that was. We pay our Sirius XM every 6 months, and it's in one car. And honestly, they try to charge us like $120 every 6 months, but I always call and I tell them I can't pay $120 for music in my car, which they're always like, okay, well, by the way, we have a new promotion or whatever. And so I take advantage of the promotion, and that I can wrap my head around because it's normally somewhere between $40 to $60, which to me, for us, that's a no-brainer for music for our cars because we like music. So last time, all of that to say, last time in April or May, it was $55.79. And so I am budgeting for that. We also need to look at my sinking funds. Okay. We got a lot going on. Okay. So the next bill, let's go look and see when the next bill is due. I am just going to my email. It's telling me my latest purchase was $55.79 and that it was for May to November. So the next bill is due technically November the 9th. So we're going to change this to November the 9th because this one will take us through to November 8th to have it on November the 9th, which they don't cut it off automatically. Trust me, you got like a good month to play around with it before they cut you off. But technically the next bill is due on November 9th. Okay, so that's still active, and we are preparing for that to be, like I said, somewhere between 40 and 60. Otherwise, it was going to be $138.32, and we got it down to $55.79 because they gave us a promotion. Okay, next up we have Progressive. That's our car insurance. Last time we paid it was in June, and it was $1,135. I got a speeding ticket that should be falling off, which should lower our car insurance. But as of now, I'm going to budget for the car insurance being somewhere like $1,000 to $1,200 just based on past, previous history. So if we paid it on June 5th, that means the next one is due on December the 5th. Okay, so we're going to change this. What is that? What just happened? Where did my next payments go? Go back out. Go back. Okay, we're going to do, we'll actually just say it started on December 5th. On December the 5th. Okay. All right. The reason why some of these are a little bit wonky is because I don't know how to go in on the back end and make these, the started and the next payments match up with a biannual frequency, because I don't know how to work Notion that well. When I first bought the template, it of course kept up with monthly and quarterly and I think annually, but not biannually. And I don't know how to make it keep up with that. But I just know that our two bills that we pay semi-annually are Sirius XM, which is due on November 9th, and Progressive, which is due December the 5th. It's technically due on December the 6th because it runs through December the 5th. However, we do not let our car insurance lapse. So that's one bill I might even pay it before December the 6th. Okay. Those two things are coming up. Then we have our car payment coming up on October 7th. Then we have Sling TV, electricity, pest control, mortgage, water/sewer, internet, Amazon Music, Vivid, which is security, Banfield, which is pet insurance, life insurance, Netflix, and then Mint Mobile. Okay, so for Mint Mobile, my husband's bill is due again in November, and it's going to be due on November. I'm just going to go into the app and double check, but I'm pretty sure it's November the 5th or something. We're going to see. November the 1st is when his bill will be due. So it's due quarterly at $120. The actual amount, we're going to put the actual amount. It actually ends up coming out to be with taxes. It's $120 before taxes, but after it's normally $130.86 or $130.87. I like 86. So we're going to do $130.86. And then, which this is the monthly amount, and this is technically supposed to be the yearly amount. But again, that's just an error on the back end because I don't know how to make it all match up. So I'm just ignoring that. It started May 5th, 2022. And then the next payment will be November the 5th. And that is because I guess it's because we're paying I don't know why the date is November the 1st when we paid November on May 5th. But we're going to change the next payment. But I don't know how to do that. So that's going to change. We're going to go back out. So we're going to say the next payment is due. Let's say we paid that on May 1st. So I think so it changed the next payment being due to November the 1st, $120 plus taxes, $130.86. Now for me, I pay my bill every year. So my next bill will be due on April 19th, 2024 for $270 unless I have some credits. If you want to join Mint Mobile, let me know. I'll send you the link or I'll have it linked down below because sometimes I do get credits, but it's not a lot. So it says April the 18th. Okay, so so let's change this. We're just gonna change the Mint Mobile start date to the 18th so it'll match up. So it'll change the next payment to April 18th. Well, it's technically the 17th. We're gonna do the 17th so it ends on the 17th. No, it's the 18th because my next payment is due on the 18th according to this app. Does it have my phone number? No, I can show you then. So this is what I am looking at. Okay, come on. That's what I'm looking at right there. All right, next up we have Walmart Plus. That is due annually. The next one is due June the 6th. Termite control. I just got a notification for that to my email and I flagged it so I can remember. That is going up to $330. So we're going to change it from $300 to $330. This is termite control. And it's going to be due on 12/4. So let's just change this to 12/4 so it'll change the next payment to 12/4. Okay, so that's a December bill. HOA fees is really $216, 17 because of, no, isn't it like, I have to pay a fee when I pay it online, but I don't know what the fee is. Let's see. I think it ends up being $209 if I can remember that. But there are some fees that we have to pay. Those are due January 1st. We have a Capital One annual fee, which is going to be due February the 18th for $95. We can delete Peacock because we don't have Peacock currently. Hulu we still have, and we paid it for October, so it's due again in November. NBA Live, which is Roku, is due in November because we just paid it in October. It already came out. And then YMCA, that's the gym. I couldn't find it. YMCA is due again on November 1st because we paid for it on October 1st. What's cool is if I could get all these numbers situated, which I don't think I'm gonna rack my brain trying to figure out, then it would tell us our monthly amount and then our yearly amount and all of that, and it would be kind of cool. But I gotta figure out how to work out the kinks on the back end. And then that is it. So we've updated our bills tracker. Let's look at our payment calendar really quick. All right, so the first bill, the bills, the Hulu, the gym, and the YMCA, the Hulu, the gym, and the Roku all came out already. So then we have, so it erased from the calendar. So then we have car payment, these, which are all good. Oh, our mortgage went up. Let's change our mortgage. Yep. See, that's what we have to update. Our mortgage is now, let's scroll up and see, 161123. 161123. 161123. 161123. Water/sewer, I have it at 8611. Honestly, it's been like 90, sometimes 100. We're gonna put that at 100. Car payments the same. Sling TV, electricity, that's obviously been higher because of the summer months. So we're just gonna change it to 300 because that's about what it is. Actually, we're gonna do 320. What did they just text me about? I mean, how much did they say? They said 316. So we're gonna do 320 because that's the going rate. Again, electricity is whatever the bill is, we pay it as such because we don't do budget billing. Pest control, didn't that go up? I think pest control went up to, no, it's still 50/60. All right, internet's the same. Amazon Music went up to $16.99. Vivid should still be $52.14. That's the same, that's the same. Did Banfield go up? No, that's good. And then we have My Mint Mobile too is really like, if you add in taxes and all that, we're gonna do $285. Netflix is good. Walmart's $98. HOA fees, Capital One, Hulu, NBA Live, and YMCA. Therefore, the payment calendar will have updated with the new mortgage payment, and then everything looks good. And then as you can see, we have the next month's bills for November starting to pop up, which is good for planning purposes. So that's our bills tracker. Now we're about to duplicate and plan for November and December. Whew, this is quite, see why I can't, this could never be as a part of another video. This is one section that I'm trying to plan and organize for the whole quarter so that when November comes, I can already have my budget set up. I just have to tweak a few things. Or when December comes, I'll have the budget set up and I can tweak a few things. And I'm trying to do this with every area of our lives. So this could never be one video because I said this would be a short segment. It wasn't, because I'm really doing this and I'm just recording it, which makes this longer, because otherwise, if I were not recording it, it wouldn't be as long. But let's go ahead and move to the next segment of this video. Okay, so what I've done is I've duplicated the October budget and I turned it into, like, I created a November budget, then I duplicated it and created a December budget. So I want to talk you through what I just did, although I was still screen recording accidentally, so you'll probably see footage about what I actually did, but just to walk you through it. What I did is I created the November budget, okay? And then I updated the numbers here. And I updated them based on the Oh, whoops, this is October. Just kidding. Let's go to November. I went to November and I updated the numbers here. And I updated them based on what I project that they will be. Do I think electricity is going to be $350 in November? I don't think so, but I'm just budgeting for worst case scenario. Phone bill will be due at $130.86, but I just rounded it to $131. Then we have student loan. Shopping, investing is going to be $80 because there are 4 Fridays in November, so that's $80 for our stash. Sinking funds $275 because that's what we aim for every month, and then what's left would be the savings, which is $1,002.20. Obviously, with student loans returning, that is taken away like $500, and with the inflation and the price of everything, electricity, sky high, everything else, that's taken away from the money that we have. But traditionally, when we are actually trying to stick to a budget and being cognizant of it, which we're really not doing that great of a job now, if we're being honest, obviously, then we can save or invest or put towards debt or do whatever. We have about $2,000 to $2,500 of discretionary income. Again, if we tried really hard, we could probably squeeze $3,000, especially if we were 100% debt free. So, this is kind of what we're working with, but typically I like to see us saving or investing or putting towards debt or trying to, using about $2,000 of our income to advance us financially. But this is our November budget based on what I'm projecting. I will tweak it as I see fit. And of course, before we go into November, and then I updated the goals and the tasks. Then if we go to December, I did the same thing. I updated the budget based on what I am thinking. I did bring electricity down to $250. Honestly, these are like record prices that we're paying for electricity. Even the $350 or $316 that we have to pay in the current month in October is insane. But instead of budgeting what we paid last year, which you would think would be a good idea, I think electricity prices have increased. So I am just budgeting $250, which is $100 less. It'll be literally winter in December. So I think $250 is safe. Of course, it'll be based on our usage from the month before, but for pretty much all of November, essentially a little bit into December, I think. So I think $250 should be good. That's the only thing I really changed. And then the next thing that I changed is investing, because there are 5 Fridays in December. So I bumped that up to 100. And then I have the savings. So if we put how much we're looking to save just from the savings category, it'll be roughly 12. We'll just do 1,200. All right, so for our actual goals, we already kind of worked it out, because essentially how I like to think of our budget is that it is a saving and a spending plan, because money is either going to be saved or is going to be spent. Even if we put it towards debt, that's money spent. Even if we invest it, that's money saved. So the money is going to be spent or saved in some type of capacity. And so I like to think that the money that we are looking to earn will dictate what we can do with our money. And we know that we're going to earn roughly $6,500 each month, with or without a bonus. Even in December, my husband's supposed to get a bonus, and then I am supposed to get a third paycheck, of course, and stuff like that. So our income probably is going to be more, but this is our bare minimum budget. So we might save a couple thousand more in November with that bonus I'm supposed to get, or we might save a couple $1,000s more in December with the money I'm supposed to get. Or I have a sponsorship lined up for October, so that's additional money. I just got paid from a sponsorship yesterday. So there is money that is out there that we can access and get, and money that's coming down the pipes, but we just base our every month budget on the bare minimum amount, which is roughly $6,500. So we might do way more than what the budget for October, November, and December is suggesting, or what the budgets are suggesting, but this is just our bare bones budget. So I will say we have no real huge like savings goals or investment goals or any other types of goals for the month or for October, November, or December. For the quarter, really whatever we save, we save. We're not going to be doing any additional investing. We 86 that at the beginning of the year. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's just 1 year of our lives that we have chosen to be reckless with, or during, or for. So we'll kind of reset for investing in all of that in the new year. Again, we don't have really any savings goals specifically or debt payoff goals specifically. However, I do want to say my husband, we kind of just save money just naturally. That's the goal. And of course, my husband, we're cash flowing his master's degree. So we like to just save money where we can so we can continue to not go further into debt. That's all we're looking for. I know some people probably watch content creators who are out here performing miracles, and trust me, I used to be in that number. I feel like back in the day, we were really serious about our finances until we like bought a house and got to furnishing it, and then the pandemic and everything. And so now we're kind of just floating through life, still managing our money relatively well, but we're not having months that I can recall where we are saving $4,000 or $5,000 or putting $4,000 or $5,000 towards debt, or, you know, that type of thing. So we're still trucking along. We're just not trucking along as we used to, which is fine by us. Because as long as bills are paid and we're not going further into debt, we're not spending like drug dealers, then that's fine by us, truly. So this is our budget for the quarter. But one last thing that we have to do before we wrap up is we need to take a look at our sinking funds. And I think we might as well just do that from the phone. I wonder if I can pop it up on the screen, and we'll have to see if it's how much information it is showing. By the way, I'm on my last energy drink. I have been loving these Rainstorm. The Harvest Peach is my favorite, but I'm on my last grape. And then I think I'm going to give it up because there are a lot of vitamins and such in here, and I love these, but I probably have no business consuming as much caffeine as I am, because otherwise I don't consume caffeine that much. Okay, let's just talk about our sinking funds. So, I may be able to screenshot, but I'm not going to really be able to. Yes, I'll screenshot this so I can pop that up over here. All right, so for right now, well, we have $279 in our core savings, but that's really just the interest that we earn each month. So what I'm going to do is, can I screen? No, because it's going to show my bank account. So what I'm going to do right now in this very moment, I'm going to take the money from the core savings, which is a whopping $279, and I'm going to throw it in the Progressive category, because, which is our car insurance, because that category always needs a little extra TLC. So for core savings now, we have no money in there. HOA fees, $133, and we're looking to have about $200 in there before the end of the year. So I think we're on track with that, because we add about $8 each month, but we may need to amp that up a little bit. We'll have to see. For home, that's for our HOA fee. No, the home, that's for termite control, which is going to be $330, and right now we have $190.50, so we're going to have to amp up that. Sirius XM, we're not putting any more towards that. That's at $60. That's the max that I'm willing to pay for music for 6 months, $10 a month. Next up, we have Walmart Plus. That's not due until next June. So far, we have $32.50. We need $98, so I think we're good there. And then we have Progressive, which is $597.06, and we need like $1,000 by December. So if we were to see how much money we have 101306 currently, 101306. And I guess you're realizing this now. All of the bills that are due on a non-monthly basis, we save for each month so we can pay them. So right now we have $1,013.06. If we add $275 in October, $275 in November, and $275 in December, we will have $1,838.06. If we subtract car insurance, which let's say it's $1,100, that will leave us at $738.06. If we subtract the termite control, which is $330, that will leave us with $408.06. And what else is due in November or December? I guess technically the HOA fees, which is like $209, so we need to subtract those, and then the SiriusXM. Let's subtract $60 for SiriusXM, and then subtract $209 for the HOA fees. That will leave us with $139.06 in our sinking funds. And at that point, the only thing that we'll need to be continuing to save for, or the only bill that won't be due within the next quarter, technically, is the Walmart Plus. So I think we're good. I was looking, the reason why I did that is because I was trying to see if we needed to be saving more for our sinking funds, you know, kind of just based on what we're projecting these bills to be. But I think we're good. I think that's saving $275 for October, November, and December. That'll have us at like $1,800 and some dollars, which will be, based on what we project, enough to cover those bills, which will include SiriusXM and HOA fees if we pay them in December rather than January the 1st. The termite control, which I sometimes call pest control, but they're different. We pay pest control monthly and termite control annually. So if I mix that up, my bad. And the Progressive. Let's start over. HOA fees if we pay them early. Termite control, SiriusXM, and Progressive. And the only one that wouldn't be due until next year would be Walmart Plus. So I think saving $275 is good, because what'll happen is I'll probably start going ahead and putting the whole $275 towards Progressive, so that until that hits about $1,000, $1,100, and then I'll start putting the next time we make our transfers, after we top off Progressive, I'll put that money towards the other categories and try to top off those, so that whenever the time comes, we can pay for those expenses. So that's it. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a like, subscribe if you're new and if you're liking what you're seeing, and I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye guys.